Which days of the week are the strongest? Well, Saturday and Sunday. The rest of them, they're weekdays. What's going on, YouTube? So, admittedly, I forgot that yesterday was Tuesday, so I didn't do a Tuesday vendor review. But then we also got some exciting news that they're doing a guild survey. So, I wanted to break that down because that usually means that they're going to redefine, shake up the guild system, whether it's the guild traders, whether it's guild size, whether it's the amount of guilds. They're surveying it. And that's where I want to start for this video, and then we'll go and look at the items that are seasonal. And so I will link in the description this link here, because this takes us to the ESO forums, and they say that they're doing a guild experience for ESO survey to get feedback. The survey is estimated to take 5 to 7 minutes, and you can use that below. There is something I wanted to identify here. One is that if there are things not covered on the survey, you are obviously welcome to respond here. But also, two, somebody said that they prefer not to say for their age. And Zos Kevin explains that the survey did that because our privacy policy requires us to ensure we're collecting data only from those who verify that they're 18 or older. I believe that's actually also a US privacy law as well, because YouTube's not able to do certain things if people don't identify themselves as 18 or older. So just keep that in mind. You do have to identify your age as at least being 18 or older to take this survey, but this is a great opportunity. And every time they've done these surveys in the past, usually there's been some tweaks and changes to the guild system. So if all those suggestions that you guys had about guild traders, total amount of listings, total amounts of members, now's the time to throw those out there. Maybe also talk to about guild competitions between each other. Anything that you think would be helpful, I think would be fantastic, because more stuff inside of the guild system is only going to be better for the game. And now back to the Infinite Archive, which is in here inside of Apocrypha, that this is a free-to-play zone. You're able to come over here and talk to Filer Ool, and we're going to break down if he's got anything good until next week. So this vendor will have all of these items that you are seeing here until next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the first lead that you can get for 5,000 Archival Fortunes actually goes to a mount. A mount that is actually pretty annoying to do because it's from the final boss in Vollenfell, which is a dungeon. Now, when it comes to should you buy a dungeon final boss lead, that really depends on you. Because Vollenfell could be one of those annoying queues, like if you're not confident to solo it, because Vollenfell is a pretty annoying dungeon to try to solo. It could be one of those things where it's actually easier to solo and just get to 5,000 Archival Fortunes. Then you don't have to worry about RNG. At that point, that could be a good option for you. And if you're wondering, this is what the goodest boy right here looks like, the Ebon Wolf, which is one of the pieces that you would need to get it for. I will warn you, as you can see, there's quite a few things that you have to do, including other end bosses for dungeons as well. So if you do want to go out and get this, it is going to take a little bit of an effort to do so, just as a fair warning, but it is one of the cooler mounts in the game. Next up for 5,000 Archival Fortunes, you have the Winding Shaft lead, which is just going to give you access to a music box that normally you would get from monster and clothing nodes. Although it says likely any source, which means that it could drop from blacksmithing nodes, flowers, etc., etc., etc. That does mean it's usually pretty rare, but it's also to a music box, so I don't think any of you guys are clamoring to run out and go grab a music box. But if you are, you could spend 5,000 Archival Fortunes until next Tuesday to get it. Next up, we have the Pirate Skeleton Shoulder. This is a bound item, which means that you would only be able to use it for yourself. You can see here, skeleton-esque theme. And then I pulled up the average sales history for these. And you can see that while it does gain a little bit of value recently for some reason, it generally is never worth more than 100,000 gold. And this is on PC, meaning that if you play on console, it's worth significantly less than this. I mention this because if you are going to buy something with your Archival Fortunes, even if it's a non-tradable item, you probably want something that's decently rare. So overall, it's not something that I would go out and spend your Archival Fortunes on. Now, Rivenspire maps, also something that you don't want to spend your Archival Fortunes on. However, companion equipment weapons is interesting because some of the most difficult to get pieces for your companions are weapons. These are all bound, but if you're interested in trying to save yourself from having to find a companion shield like I was, I went through every single guild trader in the entirety of Xbox NA, and I found one companion shield with the trait that I needed. So if this was going on for the Archival Fortunes that week, I might have just gambled on these pieces. It is a gamble. What isn't a gamble is if you have the achievements, you can get these cool looking books. These are cool books, and you're able to get those as well if you're interested. Another fascinating concept is both Force, Heroism, Mitigation, and Cavalier's Charge are all able to be purchased. These are actually good, all pretty much in their own right. But if you've played any amount of ESO, done the daily quest, event things, you're likely getting a lot of these just from different sources anyway. So I generally don't suggest that you purchase them. Cavalier's Charge is definitely seeing an increase in utilization. So if you're just very unlucky and you're not getting it, 4,000 Archival Fortunes is certainly not going to bankrupt you, but you generally don't need to spend resources to get these. And Archival Fortunes is such a premium currency, I just generally don't suggest wasting them. But it is an option if you want these to get these, because these are all really good scripts. And then we finish on our fragments, which we've broken down 1,000 times. Those of you who don't know, if you go into a public dungeon and get these fragments, the first one you get is very high and likely to gain. Some of these fragments, though, drop from other places. This one here, you can buy with Archival Fortunes. It will also be available in the Telvar vendor. It's also available in other rotational areas, and in the Unreliable map, which I believe drops from the Infinite Archive itself, and it gives you access to a maze mark. But generally, fragments are not worth it with how much they want. Although 1,000 Archival Fortunes, you only need to consume 4 of these. If you're really interested in the Roar Verdant Green style, maybe you go for it. Next up, we're inside the Scholarium inside of Ivea. If you have completed your wings, you're able to come over here and you're able to get some of these scripts on a rotational basis. Now, the grimoires are preset, however, the ones down here are not. So we have Evasion, Shock Damage, Assassin's Mastery, and Class Mastery. Class Mastery is always here. It requires you to have the achievement to purchase, so it leaves us with Evasion, Shock Damage, and Misery. Assassin's Misery is certainly okay. I don't think it has enough utilization to where you need to run and go get this, but 12,000 gold, if you want to try it out, is very little investment. Shock Damage is good as well. I see a lot of people using Shock Damage. The only one here that I think is probably not very helpful is Evasion, just because the odds of you needing Evasion is pretty limited, but these are the items that you can find inside the Scholarium. But everyone, thank you guys so much again for watching. I'll keep the post wrap up here quick since we did a bit of a longer video because we included some other outside topics. I just want to thank you guys so much again for watching. We're still doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed, and for 2 additional entries, follow on both Twitch and Twitter. Links below. Second thing is just leave a comments below. Just make sure it doesn't get removed. And the third thing is look for a hidden word to be flashed upon the screen. You guys found the word from last month. A new word will be put on for this month. If you're the first person to comment that new word, you will win. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.